So you mentioned that you're using AI to build a lot of code and using it to speed up a lot of your workflows. Could you maybe share what type of like codes are you building, or what type of tools are you using to accelerate what specific workflows?
Yeah, sure. So like internally, like, day to day at work, we have a kind of internal version of ChatGPT because of like the data kind of considerations around using, external AI tools and things like that. So, using tools like that, and that's just for the, like sort of like I said, describe it as process stuff like emails, Jira tickets, like just, smoothing things over, like speeding up that process, writing things like, Python scripts, like dealing with Excel or, like CSV files kind of at scale, looking at like migrations and normalizing like data and things like that. The other things that I use are tools like Notebook LM. I don't know if you've used Notebook LM before, but this is like Google product that you can put pretty much any form of document, so like PDF, EPUB, YouTube video, audio in there. And then it's a large language model that keeps the entire PDF. It could be hundreds of pages, all these sources in its context window. So it has a really big context window, and I think that's what sort of differentiates it. And you can have a conversation basically with the AI about the document, and it references that document really, really well. So if you have like
sorry to interrupt. So you're saying like you could put the entire like insurance PDS like into Notebook, and then
I did that with my own insurance PDS the other day when my windscreen got cracked by like a rock, and I was just like putting it in, just like, am I covered for this? What's it going to cost me? Like, stuff like that. Yeah. And then you have a conversation with it.
Yeah. It's cool because it can blend all the documents, and I like the idea of just smashing all these PDFs and interesting documents together and just seeing what the LLM creates off that, pulling from various sources. Because, you look at one document, it's just going to tell you the same thing. And most LLMs will probably tell you the same thing in an analysis. But you blend two varying opinions together and you just see what happens. It's my favorite part of using those types of tools.
Yeah.
So this tool allows you to input your own sources of information, and then it then reads that sources of information as the truth and then comes up with an answer.
And it's just really useful for things like, an article that's quite complicated, or even like patents and things like that Google put out, or research papers, or whole books and things like that. And you can just say to it like, what did they say about this? Or, when you've just read something and you kind of want to reflect on it a little bit, it's a really good way. And you just have a conversation with it and reflect on it and upload your notes in it. Like, and it's free. It's really
free.
Cool.
Wow.
And also, this is the coolest thing I haven't even mentioned yet. So let's say you put all your notes in there, it can generate a podcast that sounds genuinely like a podcast. And they're like, hey, today we're talking about the insurance PDS. Like, some really interesting stuff in here.
Two voices.
Let's dive in.
Really?
David
Attenborough and like Tony Stark or something.
There probably will be those options in the future.
Yeah.
It's like very generic. Like it sounds like American podcast host. Like, and they explain things and they use like metaphors and stuff. Like it's really interesting.
They'll tell a narrative behind it. So I've loaded up even things from my personal life, like journal entries, and they'll talk. It's like, Lawrence is experiencing this. I'm like, whoa.
Like, okay, no, I've done enough.
But free therapy right there.
It's interesting. I was having a conversation with a friend who's very like, I'm not putting anything up online about myself and social media. But I'm kind of like letting it go. I'm just like, put me into AI and just see what happens. I want this. What I find in the analysis that you get, or just asking it questions, I use AI tools very conversationally, more like my personality. Just what do you think about this? Or just give me some feedback about this, and just it takes me on these nice, cool journeys.
It's good to have that sounding board, especially because AI considers things from an enormously like wide lens. It considers like all factors that you should be looking at, and you're like, oh crap, I didn't consider that. I didn't consider that. And it's just such a helpful tool to build on what you're already trying to build. So I totally agree.
Yeah, it's a good sounding board. I agree.
Yeah.
And even when it gets it wrong, if you feel like it's got the wrong take on it, even that's useful because you can go, no, that's actually not what I was getting at. But like now I feel closer to what I was actually getting at. So like AI, building scripts, I built a website with it that I just put on my server that's got like 30,000 active users. Like it's like a little,
it's a test website. I saw you post about that.
Yeah. It's a little tool that lets you watch TikToks without having the app. So
wait, what? You built that with AI?
Yeah, AI. So, and that's the kind of thing that I probably could have struggled to build myself over a couple of days, but I probably built it in 90 minutes, registered the domain, put it on my existing service, my personal website. So it cost me $10 US. And then, now it's got like 30,000 active users. And
oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like,
wow.
The weekend little idea turns into something real when it would have taken years before.
Yeah, so that's it. It's like a lot of time AI is letting you kind of live out those ideas and build things in a way that you couldn't before, which is cool.